Okay. Bruce shared a little bit of his testimony last week, and I was so disappointed that I had forgotten to hit the record button. So we're going to have him share that again sometime very soon. So Bruce and Melinda are with us, and we have Lily Kendrick and Kelly from Connecticut. So wow, we got a good showing from Connecticut tonight. And my dear friend Patricia McKeever is on the webinar. She is from South Dakota. Who else is on here? Of course, Ron is on here with us this evening. And we have Pat O'Connor and Sharon Scott, both from Bermuda. We are so excited about Team Bermuda. One of the top leaders with Enagic scheduled a cruise from New York to Bermuda coming up the beginning of May. So Ron and I are registered and we are excited. We are going to be able to finally get over to Bermuda and meet our distributors there and help them get the word out about Kangen water. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. Oh my goodness, I don't even have the right screen up here. Sorry about that. Hopefully I'm not disoriented. I just got in the door from a basketball game. One of my grandsons played basketball this evening, and that's one of the biggest benefits of a business like this is the time freedom and being able to work our schedule around our family and our church activities and the other things that we're involved with. So anyway, I just want to welcome everyone to the webinar. Tonight's webinar is about the Kangen water business and how that works and what it means to be a distributor. And we'll cover how the compensation plan works. So I'm glad you guys decided to take about 45 minutes, an hour at the most, I would say, if we have questions at the end. But I'll get through my part in about 45 minutes. And if you do have questions, you can go ahead and type them into the chat box. Hopefully you can see where that is on your screen. And we will make sure that all your questions get answered before we end the webinar. For those of you that don't know Ron and I, we live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We have been Kangen water distributors now it's actually getting close to 5 years. That's about 4.5 years, something like that. We started in 2010. And as most of you know, the reason we are in the business now is because of the results that we got with the water. I mean, if it weren't for that, we would not be doing this. But we got such tremendous results with the Kangen water. We started sharing that with other people. The results, I mean, it's hard to keep it to yourself. And as you begin to share the information with more and more people, you'll find that you have a Kangen water business over time. So that's what happened to us. And now for like 4.5 years, this is what we do. So let me see if I'm forgetting anything. If you have any problems with the screen not changing or any problems with the audio, make sure you type something into the chat box, and Ron is watching that while we go through the presentation, so he'll be sure to help you. So let's go ahead and get started. The first slide here, the Enagic business, a sleeping giant that has awakened. Enagic, for the new people, is the name of the company, the Japanese company that manufactures our Kangen water machines. Now, the first couple slides that we're going to go over are just generic slides about the network marketing industry, not just specific to Kangen water. But these are really, really important, especially for brand new people. This is information that you really, really need to know if you're going to be, evaluating and looking about getting into a home-based business. Approximately 83% of all network marketing companies are no longer in business after 2 years. An additional 6% are gone after 3 years. Another 9% are going after 5 years. So that ends up being almost 90% are out of business after just 3 years. And here's the real killer: less than 1% of all MLM companies actually survive longer than 10 years. So basically, what this is telling you is you do not even want to consider a network marketing company that's less than 10 years old. Reason being, they have a 99% chance of failing. That is way too high. I mean, why would anybody invest any time, energy, or money into a business with a 99% chance of failing? That's craziness. So that eliminates a lot of companies because there's tons of startup companies out there. I mean, I'm sure you guys get emails the same as I do, or get approached on Facebook with these ground floor opportunities. It's always the newest, latest, greatest. I mean, they're popping up right and left because companies are figuring out that the best way to market a product is through people. It's through network marketing. But again, keep this in mind: 99% are going to be gone within the first 10 years. Now, before I show you the next slide, I know there are some new people on here this evening. So I just want to take a couple of minutes. I'll do this quickly, but just to share my personal experience in network marketing. I joined my first company when I was 21 years old. So that was a very long time ago. I'm 56. And I had just had my first child, and I really, really wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I grew up on a farm, so I had both my parents at home, and I just was determined that one of the parents should be at home. But I did need to provide an income. So network marketing seemed like a good way to go. And I had just recently been introduced to a line of nutritional products that I loved, was very impressed with. It's a very, very old company. They're still in business today. So they're like 50 some years old. But anyway, I love the product. So I decided I am going to build a network marketing business, and I'm going to work from home and raise my own kids. So at age 21, I got started. I was pretty aggressive, full of energy. I totally could see the potential of network marketing. How, it was, to me, it was like setting up these little franchises. And I remember hearing the quote by J. Paul Getty. This is used a lot in network marketing. He said that he would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own. Because as one person, you only have so much time. There's only so many hours in the day. But if you can get a little percentage off of hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of other people, that is a very, very smart way to do business, that you can leverage yourself. And so, I mean, I could see this tremendous potential. And it really is like setting up all these little franchises when you sponsor a new distributor. So I got started in my business. I worked hard at my business. I averaged between $25,000 and $50,000 a year. Now that's, I don't know what you think, how that sounds to you. That's not a ton of money. It was a decent amount of money back in the 80s and 90s for a stay-at-home mom. So I'm thankful for that. But my business never grew like I thought it would. And year after year, I would go to our company's convention. Very same people were always up on the stage being recognized as top income earners. And I could not, for the life of me, figure out what those people were doing that I was not. I was a hard worker. I did everything they told me to do as far as the training and everything I knew to do, and yet my business stayed right in that $25,000 to $50,000. So actually, as time went on, and I was with that company for 17 years, I'm not a quitter. But it actually got more frustrating as time went on. When I went to the conventions, which were supposed to get you excited, um, I actually came away kind of discouraged because I couldn't figure out what these people were doing that I was not. Well, finally, I figured it out, and I came across information that I'm going to share with you on the next slide. So I sure hope you guys are paying attention because it took me almost 17 years to learn this. And this is critical if you really have big goals in network marketing. Every company in network marketing is going to go through 3 stages. The first one is called formulation. The second phase is called momentum, and the third and final phase is called stabilization. People who join a company at the ground level are most likely to profit from the tremendous growth that occurs during momentum. Because what happens here when a company's getting started, down here in formulation, this phase is going to last about 5 to 10 years. When the company's first getting established, kind of getting their feet wet, getting established in the marketplace. But then they hit this point that they call critical mass. And once the company hits that, their sales go almost straight vertical. And they enter this explosive growth for another 5 to 10 years. Then everything levels off and the company is in stabilization. And that's where you'll hear people say the market is saturated. Well, what I finally realized after about 15, 16 years with my first company was they were in stabilization when I joined. When I joined this company at 21 years old, which I think was 19, oh my goodness, 79? Yeah. That company was already 25 years old. They had already been through this momentum phase, and you probably figured it out. The people that were up on the stage being recognized as top income earners every single year, they had joined that company down here. And when the company went through momentum, their organization exploded. So it wasn't anything that they did so much. It was the fact that they were at the right place at the right time. And I'm sure you've heard that before. A lot of companies say that, but you really need to understand this kind of information to know, are they really at the right place at the right time? So once I understood this, it was one of those light bulb moments. Surely I wish somebody had told me this from day one. I probably would have done a little more research and joined a different company, but that's all hindsight. But I'm hoping that you guys benefit from this information. I'm sure this information is probably a lot easier to find now, but keep in mind back then we didn't have the internet. So if you have big goals in network marketing and you want to really make a difference, whether that is for your family, maybe you have children that you want to put through college, maybe you have a ministry you want to support, whatever that might mean for you, you have got to join a company that has, first of all, not gone through momentum, but secondly, is not less than 10 years old. Well, I can promise you that is almost impossible to find. Because most companies, if they've been around 10 years, they're going to be in this early stage of momentum. Well, fortunately for us in eNagic, we are dealing with a 40-year-old Japanese company. So there is absolutely no risk. 40 years old, they have stood the test of time. This company is not going anywhere. But They're only 10 years old outside of the United States. I keep saying that. I keep forgetting that the time is marching on here. They opened an office. Enagic opened an office in the United States in 2003. So actually we're getting towards being 12 years old. So we are sitting right about where this black line is with Enagic. But I'm telling you, I don't believe, honestly, from my heart, you are ever going to see an opportunity like this again, where you are with such a solid company, has a product that is absolutely changing lives. We don't have to deal with auto ship and all the headaches that most of these network marketing companies have. We are dealing with a product that addresses 75% of the health problems. That's huge. We're 75% water. And that's one of the biggest reasons I love what we do. If you're sharing supplements with somebody, which is what I did, that's great. We all need to take good supplements, but that is not going to be as life-changing as when people fix their water, because we're 75% water. So I just love that that's what we do, and we get to share this information with people and really make a huge impact on their health. So with Enagic opening an office in 2003, we are right here in the very beginning of the momentum phase. Now, the only place that I would say Enagic is saturated would be in Japan, because they've been in Japan for 40 years. So I wouldn't pack up and move to Japan to try to build a Kangen water business. They already, in that country, 1 in 5 homes has a Kangen water machine. Currently in the United States, the last statistic I heard was 1 in every 11,000 has a Kangen water machine. By the time we get to the end of momentum, 5 to 10 years from now, it's going to be 1 in 5, exactly like it is in Japan. And this is where fortunes are made. Just one last slide here, and then we're going to get to the compensation plan. And this is pretty much showing you where we are with Enagic. We're down here just entering 2015. The company currently is, the last statistic I heard, I actually want to check this out with somebody and make sure it is current, but the last number I heard was that the company is selling about 7,000 machines per month outside of Asia. And just 7 short years ago, so that was down in here somewhere, they were selling 50 machines a month outside of Asia. So going from here to here, they went from 50 a month to 7,000 a month. And now sometime in 2015, they're projecting we're going to hit 20,000 machines a month. So we are definitely in this early stage of momentum. So if you've ever been really serious about wanting a home-based business, I would pay very close attention to the rest of the presentation and take massive action. I mean, share this information with everybody and anybody that'll listen. Everybody needs the water anyway. But this is just very, very exciting for those of us that have been in Enagic for a little bit. I mean, we see this. We see it happening. I mean, our own organization, when we started back in 2010, you know, we were selling on average probably 3 or 4 machines a month. Now our organization is selling more like 3 or 4 machines a week. You know, and we just see this gradual increase the longer that we've been involved with them. All right, so we are going to go to the compensation plan. And wow, we've gained people. Awesome. We now have more people on here than we started with, so I don't know how much you missed. Hopefully not too much, because I think that information in the beginning is critical. I mean, you guys do not want to sit around and think about this business for the next 5 to 10 years, or you're going to miss the momentum phase. You really want to take advantage of the opportunity. We are looking at the next kitchen appliance. There's no question about that. And Enagic is well on their way to being a billion-dollar company. All right, now while we go through the rest of the slides on the compensation plan, I am going to turn off this webcam here for a little bit. And, oops, there we go. And then I'll flip that back on at the end. All right. My goodness, we just keep gaining people. Maybe I started too soon. Every time I look at the number there, the counter, it's going up. Well, that's good. Rather be gaining people than losing them. The Enagic business is an explosive business with massive earning potential. And like I already mentioned, we have a solid foundation built in a Japanese market with a proven product. Now, most of you, if you have ever been to a network marketing presentation, have probably seen the diagram on the left. That is what your typical MLM looks like, structured like a pyramid, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you look at the structure of any company out there, from the government to churches to banks, they're all structured like this, with just a few people at the top, your CEO. Then you have managers, and the organization gets wider as you go down. Our company is considered direct sales, and we build our business over and then down. We have a patented compensation plan. Enagic has received a patent for their 8-point business model. This business model is unlike anything else in the direct sales industry. I've actually, in all the years I've been involved in network marketing, never heard of a compensation plan with a patent. Maybe there's others out there, but I'm not aware of them. With the Enagic business, this is some of the perks. We have no sign-up fee, which I love that. The only requirement is that you need to purchase either a machine or you need to get on the Ukon turmeric product. So you have to be a product of the product. But I like that we're not benefiting or making money off of people just for signing up. There's no monthly qualifications, no loading inventory, which that's huge. I mean, you don't get a lot of your own money tied up. In my previous company, I had to carry about $10,000 worth of inventory. And this is so nice, not to have to do that. When a customer orders a machine or the Ukon, it is shipped directly to them from our warehouse in California. Now, if you're in another country, then you would be getting your products from somewhere else. Our sales accumulate. We can sponsor internationally. We do not have any territory. You can share this information with people around the world. We have many ways to earn income, and the company pays daily. So you don't have to wait till the 1st of the month or 15th of the month to get paid. If you sell a machine today, the company is cutting checks every single day of the week, except for Sundays. Now, what we're going to talk about tonight to explain the compensation plan, I'm going to be referring to the SD501 because that is our flagship product, and it sells for $3,980. And like I said before, we have an 8-point commission system. So 8 points are paid out on every SD501. 1 point is equivalent to $285. So the company's paying out 8 times $285 every time an SD501 is sold. Now, if you are thinking, wow, that's a lot of money they're paying out, no wonder the machine costs so much, no wonder Kangen water distributors make a lot of money. If that's your thinking, actually, if this machine was being sold in a retail store, it would cost even more. This is why companies are turning to network marketing. We don't have all the headaches and all the overhead that a traditional business has. I often use the example of the furniture business because my family was in the furniture business for 30 years. And I mean, I used to hear, all the frustration with all the headaches that they had. They had a lot of expense with their building. Their electric bill alone averaged $4,000 a month. They had employees, they had a heat bill, advertising, furniture trucks, employee benefits. When you run that type of business, a traditional business, most of them have to at least double, if not triple, and sometimes even quadruple the price of their product, the cost of it, so that once they pay all of that overhead and all those expenses, they're left with a little bit of profit. So what eNagic does, they pay the field. They pay the distributors out in the field because we're the ones sharing the water, doing demos, helping people to get started, helping people to set up their machine. If it weren't for the distributors, all the machines would be sitting in a warehouse in California. So the company takes all of that advertising and distribution money and they pay it back to the distributors. So hopefully that clears up that question. Now, when you first get started and you sell your very first SD501, you are going to earn 1 point and you will be called a 1A. That's the very first level. So you're earning 1 point. The other 7 points are getting paid out to your sponsor and the people above you. And this will make more sense as we go. The second sale that you make, you will still be a 1A and you'll get paid $285. This is the only level where you are required to make 2 direct sales. Every one of the next levels that we talk about, you only have to make 1 direct sale in order to be promoted. On your third sale, you are going to be promoted to a 2A. So now you're getting paid 2 of those points or $570. So you can see it doesn't take very long to get an increase. You just doubled your income here. And keep in mind, what you're actually doing is you're building teams. So this is your first team here. You have a 1A team, you have another 1A team, and now you just started your 2A team. So not only are you going to get paid, for example, here, not only are you going to get paid $570 for your direct sale, any one of these distributors on your 2A team, and anytime they sell an SD501, you're going to get paid $570. So you're going to have some checks coming in for $285 from your 1A teams, and then $570 from your 2A team. If you want to continue, the next promotion comes once you have a total of 10 group sales. And that doesn't matter where they come from. You might have only made these 3 sales and the other 7 can come from your team. But as long as you have a total of 10 group sales, you'll be promoted to 3A. So now you got another increase. You're getting paid 3 of the points or $855. And just remember, these people that you're sponsoring, some of them are just going to want to use the machine for their own personal use, and that's fine. You just want to be a good sponsor, make sure they know how to use the machine, that they know when they need to clean it, and you're there as a support person. But some of the people are going to want to build a business like you are. And even if they don't want to build a big business, a great way to help people is is just to help them. If you can help somebody to sell 8 or 9 machines, they will earn enough to pay for their own. So that's a great way to kind of help you expand your business. So you can tell your friend that just bought an SD501, why don't you invite some of your friends or neighbors or family over? I'll come over and do a simple demo. We'll share water with them. And if you do that a few times over the first year that they have their machine, you can help them sell enough machines and pay theirs off, especially if they financed it, or at least earn enough to pay for theirs. All right, for your next promotion, you need a total of 20 group sales, and you'll be promoted to 4A. So now you're getting 4 times 285, which is $1,140. So now it's getting pretty exciting here. And the next promotion comes with a total of 50 group sales. And this is, by this point, going to be a combination of all of these teams that you have. That the 50 can come from any one of these teams or a combination of. It's probably going to be a combination from all of them. And I don't know if that sounds like a lot or not, but you'll be surprised that it adds up quickly, because the more you grow your business, the more people you sponsor, the faster it goes, because now you're not working by yourself. When you first start back here as a 1A and a 2A, it takes a little time to get going. But your business, it's kind of like pushing a snowball up a hill. But then once it gets to the top of the hill, it'll start down the other side and just go without you. And that's what happens after a while, as you have more and more people that are doing what you're doing. So now that you have 50 group sales, you have been promoted to 5A. You're getting now 5 of those points, or $1,425. And then the last promotion comes with a total of 100 group sales. And that, of course, then is 6A. So now you're getting paid 6 points, or $1,710. And again, this is every time you sell an SD501, or anyone on your 6A team sells an SD501. So what will happen, and this happens now for Ron and I, we've been very blessed, when we go to the mailbox, and this will happen for you, you'll find that you might have a check for $285, because somebody back here on your 1A team sold a machine. You might have 2 checks for $855 from people on your 3A team, one for $1,425, maybe a couple for $1,710. I mean, it gets to where you're going to get checks in the mail and not know who these people are, because you have distributors on all these different teams now that are out there. For example, we have a 5A in Africa that, she's so far away, and she is such a leader that we've never even helped her very much. We're kind of on the other side of the world. She sat in on some of our webinars in the beginning, and she just took off. She went to 4A in a matter of 60 days, and now she's a 5A and on her way to 6A. And she just has run with it. Well, think about this. If she's a 5A, that means we've already received at least 50 checks in the mail from Ugo, from our distributor in Nigeria. Well, that gets pretty exciting. And once you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people like that are out there pretty much independently building their own eNagic business. What you are doing as a leader, you want to help them get started, help them with demos, help them with webinars, get them educated about the product, whatever it is that you can do to support them. That is, our job as a sponsor. The thing that I think makes this so easy, I am telling you, this is so much easier than what I did before with nutritional products. Now, yes, part of that is because of the timing, but more of it is because of the product. All you have to do with Kangen water is share the water. The water works. The water's been working for 40 years. Now, I would encourage you, we never did share water with people without them seeing a demo. That will backfire every time. If you don't show them a demo first, whether it's online, kangendemo.com, or a live demo, they will not give value to the water. And they're not drinking much of it. They're maybe still drinking sodas, whatever. I mean, they must see the demo, or you should not waste your time sharing water. And you have to stress to them, once they see that demo, hopefully they won't be drinking sodas or sports drinks, but you want to stress that. But I believe that's the reason that this has been so successful for so many people, is we are dealing with a product that is absolutely life-changing. And just let me give you a little example. With my previous company, when people started on our nutritional products, and that company makes outstanding nutritional products. I mean, they're in business today after 50 plus years. Well, people, if they came back to me to reorder a couple of months down the road or 3 months down the road, and I'd say, well, how are you feeling? They would say, well, yeah, I think I feel a little bit better. I think I have maybe a little bit more energy, but it was very, very subtle. This is not subtle, and it's because we're 75% water. I mean, I wish you guys could have heard, some of you maybe did, heard Bruce's testimony last week on our Kangen water webinar. And at that point, he had been on the water for 18 days. Not 18 weeks, not 18 months, 18 days. And it's already been life-changing for him. That's what makes this so easy and so exciting. The water works, and it works dramatically. It's not subtle, and it works fast. And I am promising you that makes this so much easier than anything else that you could possibly think of doing. Hopefully all of this makes sense with the marketing plan. Keep in mind, this is just an overview. Every time you see the compensation plan, it will make more sense. The only other thing I want to say on this slide is when you get to 6A, you are now earning 6 points. But if you remember from the beginning, the company pays out 8 points. The other 2 points are getting paid to people above you. So just know that what the computer does, the 8 points have to be paid out to somebody. The computer is going to pay you whatever you are owed, whether that's 1 point or 6 points, and then the computer is going to look up and find where the other 8 points or the rest of the points get paid out until all 8 points are paid out. Hopefully that makes sense, and I'm sure it will as you go. Our philosophy is learn while you earn. Don't worry about knowing all the details of the compensation plan. It makes more and more sense as checks come in the mail. After you become a 6A, the next thing you want to do is focus on helping your team to become 6As. You want to help them reach the same level that you reached. What I would encourage you to set as your long range goal is 6A2. And that simply means you have helped 2 people to become a 6A. Once you reach 6A2, you are now eligible for monthly and quarterly bonuses. The monthly bonuses are based on your team sales. Quarterly bonuses are based on the company sales. So I would set the 6A as your short-term goal. There's people out there have made 6A in 3 months, and people that have taken 3 or 4 years to make 6A. That part doesn't matter. What matters is that you make it. You don't quit. Everybody has different circumstances. You might have small children, you might have another full-time job, a lot of other commitments, whatever. It's just, if this is something you want to do, then you just make up your mind you're going to do it. You set goals that are exciting but not overwhelming, and you just absolutely do not quit. What are the successful distributors doing? They're sharing Kangen water. I mean, that makes it so non-threatening. You're not asking people right away to buy anything. You're sharing water with them. I wouldn't do that for more than 2 to 3 weeks at the absolute most. You have to have a cutoff. Ron and I always did it for 2 weeks, because if you go too long, people will almost start to forget how bad they felt before they started Kangen water. So, you definitely want to have a cutoff point, like that they don't think they can get the water indefinitely. You want to share the information, do demonstrations, follow up, duplicate, and have fun. Down here at the bottom, this is really important in network marketing. Simplicity is key. You have to keep it simple. And this is something Ron and I didn't do in the beginning. And I know better. I mean, after being in network marketing all those years. But I think it was because I got so excited about this water, about the machine, about what I saw was happening to people, that I wanted to know everything about everything. I started, reading all these books on hydration and alkalizing your body. And so we did a very, very thorough, impressive demonstration. And that's okay, but it doesn't duplicate. In network marketing, if you want to set up other franchises and help other people do what you're doing, you have to keep it simple. You don't want people to look at your demo and say, wow, that was amazing. I could never do that. You want them to look at what you're doing and say, wow, I could do that. And so what I would suggest to you is use the online demo. Just, you can show that to people, kangendemo.com. You can show that to people on your iPhone, your iPad, your computer, a DVD, and they're looking at you thinking, well, geez, I think I can push play. The only thing I do encourage people to do live is the pH drops. People, for some reason, because it's so visual, people love that. And it's so dramatic when they see bottled water turning yellow, and then, whatever bottled water they're drinking is probably going to turn yellow or yellowish green. And then you pour out a little bit of your bottle, the water you're drinking from, and it turns purple. I mean, that makes such an impact on them. So I would do that part live. Always don't go anywhere without pH drops. I mean, you can do that at work. You can do that in a restaurant. You can do a simple pH test anywhere, but keep it simple. I would do the pH drops, show people kangendemo.com, and invite them to a webinar. There's really only one sales tool that Ron and I use, and I did forget to open that website, so I want to do that here in just a second. I want to show you that. The reason people are succeeding is keeping it simple. Our target market is baby boomers. Puppy dog marketing approach just means that it's very non-threatening. It's like you're giving people the water and then taking it away. And I don't know if you ever tried to do that with a puppy, but if you give a small child a puppy and you go back 2 weeks later and try to get the puppy back, good luck with that. We have a solid growth-oriented company, leaders that'll work with you, proven track record of success. We are team oriented. One thing, I don't know where it said that, but we have our sales accumulate. And I just want to mention that what we mean by that is you don't have to ever start over. In my previous company, at the end of every month, they wiped the slate clean. I was back to 0 sales and I had to start all over. And I had to meet a certain sales quota if I wanted to make the same percentage. With eNagic, once you reach a level, 5A, 6A, 6A2, you never go backwards. So your sales are accumulating, whether it takes you 3 months or 3 years to get those 100 sales. It doesn't matter. You're never going to go back. Once you're a 6A, you're going to always be paid at least 6 points. And here we go. You can build a global business. All you guys have to do, Ron and I do these webinars every week. We've decided to do since the Kangen water machine is the heart of our business, we are going to do a water webinar every other week. And then the other weeks we'll be alternating between the Kangen business, like we're doing tonight, and we will also be presenting the Ukon. So that way, at least every month, we'll do the Ukon once, the business once, and the water twice. The project is awesome. The product is spectacular. The potential is massive, and the timing is now. I think you probably got that by now, that you don't want to sit around and be waiting and thinking. And there's my 5 beautiful grandkids. Little Brinny wasn't too happy on that picture, but okay, thank you guys so much for staying with me. Let me pull up this website here real quick. Okay, and I'll flip this webcam back on. I'm still here. Thank you guys for staying with me. Everybody that joined is still on here, and I appreciate that. I know it's a ton of information to cover. I try to talk fast and cover as much as I can. This is what I wanted to show you, the only sales tool we use. We have never spent a ton of money buying brochures, DVDs, pretty much everything's available online. But we use these healthy living newspapers. So if you just go to, oh, they changed this. It says happylivingnews.com. I thought it used to say, oh, they did change it. It used to say Healthy Living News. Okay. You can see up here in the address bar, it's happylivingnews.com. And if you go, I think it's over here where it says editions. Let me see if this is right. Yeah, right here's the water ionizer newspapers. And then you have with testimonies, without testimonies. I guess they have them English. Yeah. I don't know if they have other languages. Of course, we've always ordered them in English. But we like these little newspapers that you kind of see a picture of it here. I don't know if there's a better picture. I guess not. But these are nice little colored newspapers that have good articles by doctors and some testimonies. We use these a lot. We hand them out, has our website on them. We let them lay at the gym. Anytime you go to a waiting room, I mean, you should not go anywhere without these newspapers. And they're very inexpensive. So it's, like when we go to the health food store, we'll let a stack of 20 lay at the health food store. So you just always want to have these with you. And actually, you'll see here, Ron Ledford, he is a 6A that owns this company, and he does training calls and helps give you different ideas and ways to get the word out. The only other websites I'll very quickly touch on here, and then we'll see if we have any questions. Gosh, you guys have been quiet. I only see one comment here from Pat O'Connor just saying hello. So if you do have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat box. Or if you would like to share anything on the webinar, if you're already building a business, then feel free to type that in there, and we will be happy to unmute you. And I see a question there from Natalie. Natalie, I don't know if you want to let us know if we invited you to the webinar or someone else did, but Ron, I'm sure will help you out there with your question. Here is the Kangen demo link in case you are new. This is where you want to take people to show them the online demo, because this is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And kangendemo.com. This is about a 20-minute demo, but people can see, this is demo was done in Pat Boone's home, and they can see the pH drops, washing the tomatoes. Very, very good demonstration. This is our business website, usakangenwater.biz. So if you are not on our mailing list and you would like to be, just make sure you fill out your name and your email on our website, and then you will get notifications about our webinars. And last but not least, this is our dear friend Daniel D. McCullough. And I am going to put this link right here in the chat box for you. Hopefully that popped up there. This is a very, very thorough presentation by one of the top leaders within AGIC. This guy, I can't even keep up with him. He's a 6A 15 or something, I think. And as you can see, this is a pretty long presentation. It's almost 2 hours. But if you really want to see a very thorough demo, he does a demo in the beginning and then goes into the business presentation. And I'm pretty sure he uses the same slides that I just did. But this is, I know it was a lot of information tonight. So if you feel like you need to just watch this again and absorb it, here's, Daniel does a great presentation. So you just want to make sure you copy the link and open it up in another window, because that's going to go away once we end the webinar. If you happen to lose it, just go to YouTube, type in USA Kangen Water, and look for Ron's handsome face here, and you'll know that you're on his YouTube channel, and that's where we have this video posted. Okay, I also post the webinars, especially since I didn't forget to record it this week. I will be posting this webinar tomorrow on my YouTube channel, and I will send that out to everyone that registered for the webinar tonight. Now, one last thing. If you need financing, Ron will type a link in there for you. We have financing available. We work with a loan broker by the name of Ann Thomas, and she has a very simple form. You fill it out online, and then she works with a lot of different lenders. So she will come back to you with 2 or 3 different options to, because some people want a higher monthly payment and a shorter term. Or maybe you need a long-term and lower monthly payments. She can get payments as low as $50 a month for the SD 501. So we do have that financing available. If you have problems with your credit, then our corporate office will finance. So don't be discouraged if you happen to have some issues with your credit. Okay, Sharon is asking, could you show the page again with the phone number for the newspaper? Well, I most certainly can. Right here it is. If you go to happylivingnews.com, the number here, I believe that call number, yes, that is for a call that Ron Ledford does. Uh, let's see, that's tonight. He just switched that because he actually, wow, that starts in 5 minutes, doesn't it? He used to do his calls on Monday evening. So, hey, if you guys want to jump on to that call, feel free to do that. Right there is the phone number and the PIN number. And he will be doing a call. Oftentimes, he interviews someone that is using the newspapers, and then they share how they're getting them out. I remember he had somebody on there that was actually, now that would cost a little money. This guy was paying to have them put as an insert in with the little weekly paper that went out in his area. But there's so many free ways to get this newspaper out too, so don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money. Let's see here if we have any other questions. Oh, Patricia McKeever, our dear friend from South Dakota, also wanted this information, so I'm going to leave this up on the screen. Let's see. Wow. Okay, we are getting some questions here. Natalie, I believe, has just been a friend of ours on Facebook. So Natalie, if you, let me just make sure I am going to put my personal email in here. It's rondagessner@gmail.com. I hope you guys can see that. Oh, there. Sorry. Oh dear, I thought, okay, yes, Ron put the link up there for Anne. Hopefully you can see, I hope I typed that in the right place for my email. It's rondagessner@gmail.com. My cell phone is right there. So if you have any questions as far as getting started, like I mentioned earlier, the requirement is to purchase a machine. Doesn't matter which machine. And when you do that, you can purchase a machine if you are someone that was invited here by us. The easiest place to go is to usakangenwater.net. That's another one of our websites. And there is a tab there called Products, and that will show you all the machines. And once you order a machine, the company will give you a distributor number, and you are in business. So, but you can feel free to call us. We're happy to answer any questions, to help walk you through the ordering process on the website, or if you need financing, we can help you with that. So I don't know if anybody, I believe what I'll do here very quickly for maybe just a few minutes. I know it seems like I talked a little longer tonight. I am going to see if Pat wanted to share anything. I know she is extremely excited about us coming to Bermuda. Pat, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Oh,
you.
there you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm just going to leave
Okay.
this up on the screen because a lot of people seem to want this information tonight, Pat. But is there any?
Your voice is your voice keeps fading away. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Yeah, not. hmm
do you wanna? Is there anything you wanted to share about what's going on in Bermuda?
Well, I have so many people now approaching me about the water. The word is really getting out there. But yesterday, it's the little girl that has warts on her hand. And the lady that I take the different waters for who has eczema said, Mrs. O'Connor, I'm going to spray some of the 2.5 on her warts. Would you believe immediately there was a change? She came to school today. She said, Mrs. O'Connor, look, the biggest ones have gone very flat, like they're clearing up. So we put more water on. She came to my desk and she wanted us to just rub the water on. This is a little girl that's been very sick. She was diagnosed with cancer, but they say she's cancer free now, but she's still weak and she has all these warts like on her hand. So the teacher just decided to do it because his teacher says, you want some testimonies? I'm going to get you some. Let's keep putting this water on it. So the word is getting out there. I have people approaching me. And now that we know that you all are coming to Bermuda, we are just so excited. And like Ron said, Bermuda's never going to be the same once you all get here. We're
Oh,
excited.
Pat,
This is something that like I can't believe it. Like this is happening for real.
you can see what's on the screen now, right?
Yes.
And
And I'm just sharing up. I'm telling her, but we have a place. We think we have a venue. We're just waiting to settle everything because once everything is settled, we're going to send you the information because we want to advertise. Like right now, we're just sharing, word of mouth, but we want to advertise, right? We want to get all kinds of people to come because Bermuda needs to know about this Kangen water.
yeah,
And I'm very thankful for all the people that are using it and reporting things to me. One person said to me her cataracts are shrinking. Other people talk about how they just feel better. They always want to drink it. They're resting more. With me, it's the joint pain has eased up so much. And actually, yesterday, I was leaning on the wall at school, and this teacher said, Miss O'Connor, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that Kangen water. You look so young. So I said, I'll accept that compliment. So it's good things happening, even though it's been slow, but there has been progress. And more people are asking us about the water. And another thing, one of the teachers, her sister is studying to be a doctor. So she told her sister about the water. So I've been emailing the information. She has 1 more year. She's studying to be a doctor. So she wanted the information and she told me she will get back to me and express how she feels about, all the information.
wow.
But she's studying to be a doctor. So it's like people are coming out of the woodworks,
Yeah.
and I'm just loving it. But that's how God does it.
Yes. Well, how many tell them, like originally you were thinking, you were hoping that just Ron and I would come to Bermuda, right?
Well, this is amazing. Look, all this time we've been planning on you guys coming here, like maybe March, April, or May, and I was like getting all excited about that. Well, when I saw this poster about Rami having a cruise, I'm like, wait a minute, how come I didn't know about this? Then it wasn't just Rami, it was five more people that he had the pictures of, but then it says, and more. So I'm like, I told my team, I have no clue who's going there when you dropped the hint. And then when Ron, when you were saying you're checking out, so I said, you know what? Maybe they're gonna come. I said it jokingly, but you may not remember. You said this earlier last year. You said, maybe we should all come. We should come down together. Something you said. And when you saw Rami's cruise, you said maybe I should come on that, but you never said you were definitely coming.
Yeah.
I think you just wanted to surprise me.
Yeah.
So now Bermuda is going to be crowded with so many Kongan people. I mean, people that really know about the water. That's what I'm excited about. People that have had so many experiences and stuff. So
Oh,
we are just excited. And I'm hoping even the churches, I'm hoping I could get a lot of the church people involved also because I'm sharing a lot of water with the church people, with pastors and everybody like that. So I'm just excited.
no, we are excited too. I just think this is like, we just kind of sometimes have to laugh. I know God has a sense of humor that,
He
he,
really does. I mean, a cruise from New York to Bermuda. Come on, did I think this is the way the Kongan people would be coming here? No,
no.
but I'll take it.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, she was just hoping for little old Ron and I, 6A2s, to come to Bermuda, and she's getting all these amazing, I mean, these are top leaders with Enagic.
Mm.
So she's getting
I'm getting a whole team.
the whole entourage is coming to Bermuda. Oh,
I just love how God does it. God hooks this right up, and my team right now, they are so excited. We are so excited. Like the more we talk about it, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, you how you know something is happening, but I'm like, oh my God, it's not one or two, it's a whole crew coming here. So we're excited and we want to make sure you have a good tour of the island and everything. So
oh,
we're just making some plans. So anybody else wants to come on the cruise, come on, because Bermuda is a beautiful place.
yes, if anybody on this call wants to join us, um, Ron and I, we're so excited because first of all, we've never been to Bermuda. We've never been on a cruise.
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No,
See?
no. So we are excited. So we did book our room, and Romy has agreed to help do a big event while we're there.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
and Romy is an amazing leader. He is from
he is.
New York. And for those of you that don't know, I mean, he has a big mission. He is, I don't know if they completed it yet, but they were working on building their fourth church um,
In Philippines?
in the Philippines, where he's from. And I mean, they have funded now four church buildings with their Enagic money.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Now that's the type of thing I like to hear about.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I'm just excited to see all you guys come. I mean, I know you, Rami, and Ron are going to be doing the sharing, but just to meet others, I just find that when I meet a lot of people on Facebook that are involved with the business, everybody is just so friendly and caring, and I just feel connected. Even though I'm far away, I still feel very connected, and I thank God for that.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe you're as far away as you are because when we talk on the phone or on these webinars, I just feel like you're next door.
Yeah, I told somebody, I said, I feel like I'm there Rhonda forever. It's like I don't even know who called who first. I really can't even remember.
No. And here, I mean, we've become such good friends and never actually met in person, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's how it should be.
Yes. Oh,
And I'm just hoping my family, will be on board. Or you guys will get to meet my family, but I'm just saying, I just want them to be on board. I just want them to see that this thing works. This thing is really big. It's worldwide. It's global. Like this is not something small, but little Bermuda, God is allowing us to be a part of something so great. I'm just honored and I'm excited. I'm just excited.
that's awesome. We are
Hmm.
excited too. Thank you so much, Pat.
You're welcome.
Okay, I will go ahead and mute Pat. Boy, we're going to have some awesome pictures from this event for sure. All right. Well, I guess we will go ahead and end the webinar. And Natalie, if you just want to give us a call either this evening after the webinar or tomorrow, and we will make sure that we get your questions answered. Um, oh, I did see one other question here. Financing through Anne is available, as far as I know, for the USA and Canada. Um, but the company she works with, I believe they pretty much all require that you have a social security number. So, anyway, if anybody does want to go along on this cruise, the information's on there. You just call Pablo and he'll get you fixed up. Now, I did notice that three new people came on the webinar here right at the very end. And I don't know if they had the time. I don't know if you guys had the time mixed up. Sometimes people get a little confused with the time zones. But just know that I did record it this evening, and everyone that registered for the webinar, I have your email, and I will send out the link tomorrow. So that'll just be a video that's on YouTube, and you can watch that anytime you want, and you can forward it to other people if you want. That's fine. But I do want to thank every one of you this evening for joining Ron and I on our webinar. We really appreciate your time. Hopefully you feel like it was worth the time and you learned something. We would love to have you join us in the Enagic family, regardless of whether we invited you or who invited you. Like Pat said, we are one big family. doing our best to get the word out about Kangen water, and we need more distributors to do that. So thanks again, and next Tuesday we'll be back here to do a Kangen water webinar to share the water and talk about the machine. So make sure you join us next week. I am going to go ahead and end the webinar.